Hi, my name is Kelly Powers. I'm an assistant professor in the School of Nursing. Thank you for your interest in my course, NURS-6302 Trends and Issues in Nursing Education. This is a master's level course for students primarily in the nurse educator track, although students in our other MSN tracks do take this as an elective course. This is a summer session course that is taught over a little bit over 5 weeks in time. So it's really condensed material. It's 3 credits of material within the 5 weeks of time. It's 100% online. It is a Quality Matters certified course. And this is the homepage, and you can access each of the modules from the homepage. There's one module for each of the primary 5 weeks. And then module 6 is for the remaining couple of days that are in the 6th week of the course. If you go to modules, that's how it's set up in a module format. The first module is extremely important, Get Started. This really gives a student an idea of what they need to know to be successful in the course, what your expectations are, how they can get going, tips they can utilize. You'll see within here is the syllabus, so they can access that. There's helpful nursing education resources. So the 2 recommended textbooks, there are no required textbooks, but the 2 recommended textbooks are listed right here. The second one, actually, UNCC Library made this free of cost to the students as an ebook this year. So all the students need to do is click on this link, sign in with their UNCC username and password, and they can access the book as an ebook, which is a great free option. There's also recommended websites that are helpful for persons in nursing education, as well as journals that are helpful for the students in completing their assignments. Back to the Get Started module. It also contains information on using Google Docs because this course is offered in primarily a group format. The students are assigned, or actually I allow them to self-select small groups, and they're in those small groups throughout the course of the semester. So utilizing Google Docs or Google Slides is really helpful for facilitating group work. There's also information on using Flipgrid. Flipgrid is integrated into Canvas. And basically what Flipgrid is it's an online video discussion board. So instead of typing out their answers to discussion board questions, the students record themselves speaking. So it's a great way to add a little bit extra activity, a little bit more engaging. The students really seem to like it. So there's information there on using Flipgrid, so they'll know how to utilize it when they get started with it. And actually, Flipgrid is used in the first module, and I included a testing spot so that they can get used to using Flipgrid and practice with it as much as they want before the actual assignment where they record their video. So that has been really helpful. There's a Q&A area so the students can ask questions. They are advised that if it's a time-sensitive question, such as about an assignment that's coming due, to email me, not just post it here because I check it 1 to 2 times during each module. There's a group collaboration area. This is where each group can discuss things with each other. They can introduce each other, themselves to each other. Most of the time, the students do not utilize this very much. They tend to communicate via text or other apps, but they do have this area here where they can communicate with one another online. And then each of the modules are below, and each of them start with an introduction to the topic and end with an assignment. So you can see that here. They're all pretty similar in format. So I'll click on one of them just to give an introduction. Module 4. This is the introduction. It starts with the objectives, what you need to learn, what the students are expected to accomplish by the end of the module. And then I kind of outline the topic of the module. For this one, my outline is done in the form of basically a voiceover PowerPoint, but it's a video recorded via Kaltura on Canvas. And students really like being able to get information by reading it, but also by hearing it and viewing it on the screen. So I have both of those options. And then I outline group assignment number 3, which is what they're going to complete as their learning activity for this module. Kind of gives them some information, some background information. And then for the module, they complete this template, and I gave them a sample template so that they can kind of see how to do it and get an idea for what I'm looking for. This module has a focus on simulation in nursing education. So there's information on simulation here too. So if they click on this, simulation information page comes up that outlines what simulation is and gives them some information about it, some helpful resources, explanations, and then some recorded simulations so that they can see the difference between a simulation with a low fidelity mannequin versus a simulation with a high fidelity mannequin. So they can click on each one and see a simulation in action. So that's there for them. And then there's always links to articles. Those are hyperlinks. So all they have to do is click on it and the PDF will pop right up. There's links to websites, all of those kinds of things. And then the group assignment is detailed here again, as well as on the introduction page. It includes all of the background and the directions for it, as well as a detailed grading rubric. And the grading rubric is different for each of the group assignments because they all have a different focus. But the rubrics all look the same, they just have different content within them. And the students can submit that there as a file upload or as a URL. So again, they can submit it as a URL to a Google Docs site. And that pretty much summarizes the overview of the course. I hope that you find it helpful and engaging. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My email is kpower15@uncc.edu. And thank you.